Thank you very much.
Yeah, very good job. Okay, so how do I do this? The next guy is, I gotta say a little bit before we bring Pete up here, because Pete's gonna be the guy that officially talks about these people, but I gotta say something about my boy Jimmy Davidson. I always go back to the one, you know, I knew Jimmy from a distance, and even though I've been with him now, what, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, you know, he doesn't talk a lot. And he's got all kinds of special things, and his wife's like a famous author, and you know, he's worked in the space business, got some famous thing that he did, and I can't bring it back to my mind right now, but he's a very accomplished individual. But don't say much. He actually told me a joke, and I almost passed out. But you know, the only problem was the joke wasn't too funny. But no, here's what I remember about Jimmy. I'm playing Venom, them damn guys that, you know, when I had my 65 team, and we had to give them 5 runs and all, we hardly beat them. And we're up in Georgia, I think it was. I still remember that. You know, it was late at night. And I think the bases were loaded, but I was fixing to get the game-winning hit, and I hit that ball as best I could to right center, one of my shots, man, and it was gone into the night. And all of a sudden, that boy ran over there and stuck his damn arm out and caught the ball. I'll never forget that. Okay, but he does that a lot. There ain't no accident about that man. Okay, and as a hitter, just unbelievable. Jimmy, very low profile, don't say nothing. But you lead off. If the guys put you at the bottom of the lineup, you're at the bottom of the lineup, just doing your thing.
Oh.
You know?
Get that.
That's it. Okay. Before we introduce Jimmy, let me show you this, because he's got it up there, and you know, this is something special that we did. You know, watch it. At the end, it becomes a little funny. Can you hear it? Turn it on. No, you got it.
Good. Good.
Make it play softball. Make it logically.
We were not born with this in our hands.
Oh, man, what was that? Let me see that. Hold on. What the hell was it that he busted, man? What the hell did he bust? Messed up that was. Oh, boy. How do you realize?
I'd like to especially mention is Rita, Cliff's wife. I mean, she gave us this guy for 8 years. She's a special kind of woman, and regardless what problems or what, she backed Cliff up, and we appreciate it. Naturally, Cheryl and all the work that she does, and then Anna, who puts up with my insanity from about 7 in the morning till the phone quits ringing at 11 at night. So, you might say, well, why do you thank these women first? Well, I can tell you about 4 years ago, I forgot to mention them, and I got my ass chewed out all year. And I just wanted to let you know, you can't teach old ball players new tricks. So, that being said, we're here tonight to induct 4 well-deserved senior softball players into the Florida Senior Sports Association Hall of Fame. Jeff Fry, Billy Brotherton, Jim Davidson, Cliff Stratton. They're about to be recognized for years of outstanding play and contributions to senior softball. They will take their place in the highest echelon of senior softball and join those major plus players that have already been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Out of the thousands of senior softball players throughout the entire country to date, only 60 players have been honored with this accolade, and after tonight, it will be 64. Just to mention a few and the different states that they're from, and guys, I'm sure you're gonna recognize Donnie Clutterball from Virginia, Danny Ballard from Tennessee, Butch Hayes from Kentucky, Bruce Fairchild from Georgia, Larry Lopez from Texas, Terry Perryman from Oklahoma, Gary Trihorn from California, Pete Takos from Iowa, and of course from Florida, Dave Reed, Ed Rose, Roger Tabor, and Mike Gaynor. Incidentally, I threw in Pete Takes from Iowa just to see if you were paying attention. And Ed said it was all right if I included a joke or two in these induction speeches. Tonight, you inductees are receiving one of the highest and most prestigious awards that can be given to any softball player. Accept this recognition with pride and humility. Pride because you are being recognized and placed in softball for your years of dedication and talented play at the highest major plus level. You are joining an elite group of your peers. Humility, because we recognize that softball is a team sport, and each of the 64 Hall of Fame members were carried into their induction on the shoulders of their fellow teammates, wives, sponsors, and all others that contributed in allowing them the opportunity to perfect and display their talents in the game they love. We owe all of you a debt of gratitude. That said, I consider it an honor and great privilege to be able to speak on behalf of two outstanding Venom teammates, Jim Davidson and Venom's manager, Cliff Stratton. Jim Davidson is that rare, full-faceted player. By full-faceted, I mean that he encompasses every attribute that a manager looks for in a player. Offensively, Jim has been the leadoff batter since joining the Venom team some 7 years ago. When you are and have been the leadoff batter on the #1 major plus team in the country for 7 years, is there really anything else we have to say about you offensively? And while on the subject of offense, Jim is an excellent base runner. He not only runs for himself the numerous times that he's on base, but runs for other players anytime that he is called upon. Defensively, his outfield ability is second to none. His speed and glove has allowed him to do a magnificent job in right center field for Venom since joining the team. He makes all of the routine catches and is quite capable of that spectacular catch when it is needed. His arm is strong, his throw is accurate, and it's trained to hit the cutoff's glove. Jim is that rare player that brings much more than a bat and a glove to a team. If you look up the definition of teammate in the dictionary, you might only find 2 words: Jim and Davidson. He is the epitome of a true sportsman on the field and a gentleman off the field. He would make any manager, player, or sponsor proud to call him your teammate. Dependability is the most important personal attribute a ball player can have. There is no more dependable player on the Venom team than Jim. I once told him if he is unable to attend, that no excuse is necessary. I know if you are missing, it is for a legitimate reason that's much more important than softball. A player can receive no more greater compliment from management than that. Jim is well liked and respected by each of his teammates. The most recent example is a brief letter in a box that I received in the mail yesterday. This kind of crinkled up letter was from a fellow teammate and Hall of Fame member. It read, "Pete, please read to Jimmy, many thanks. Jimmy, I am pleased to transfer my bat to a great softball player who is a great teammate and better yet, a great person who deserves all the accolades that come your way. This bat is special, just like you. Welcome to the club, my friend. Respectfully, Mike Gaynor.
That means I might.
That is
It is with that I anxiously await Jim's induction into the Florida Senior Sports Hall of Fame. And Jim, before you or I retire, there's just one favor I'm gonna ask of you. Would you please just complain about one thing? I don't care if the hamburger is too well done, your underpants are too tight, I don't care what it is, but just complain about something so I know you're human. With that, thank you and appreciate it.
All right. Say a few words.
I don't say a lot. I think words are important. And I want to get my words right tonight. Adlai Stevenson. Anybody remember Adlai Stevenson?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think my mother did.
When he was running for president in 1956, he gave a speech to a group of supporters in Chicago, I think it was. And after the speech, a woman came up to him and said, "Oh, Mr. Stevenson, your speech was so wonderful. Thank you for your derogatory words. Are you going to have them published?"
Oh my God.
Well, he did, taken aback. He said, "Well, madam, in light of your comments, perhaps you'd like to have me publish them posthumously." And she said, "Oh yes, and the sooner the better." I want to thank the FSSA officers and directors for this wonderful honor. I also want to thank my teammates, my sponsor, who have supported me and encouraged me so much through my ups and downs on the softball field. They are such excellent players and coaches that they inspire me to always play hard and to try to improve my own game. I want to particularly thank my friend and teammate, Eddie Rose. Eddie?
That's me.
You know, Eddie and I actually have a lot in common. We are both kind of quiet. We would never think of yelling at an umpire. "Hey up, you're missing a good game." We would never try to get under the skin of our opponents. In fact, if I could just hit the ball as well as Eddie does, we could pass for twins.
You are a funny guy.
Until that day, Eddie, we are just brothers. Finally, I wish to finish by thanking my wife. I know that we all feel this way. But without her steadfast encouragement and support, I most definitely would not be here tonight. Thank you, Diane.
Well done, my man. Jim Davidson, welcome to the 2022 class of the Legends Hall of Fame.